Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO cast with me, RANGROO, and today we are doing another 1v1 on, once again, a walk through the Valley of Death. So let's introduce our two competitors. On the bottom side in the blue, playing as United States Army, we got ourselves Cyclone, and on the top in the red, also playing as United States Army, we got ourselves CNC HD. Both sides going for the barracks, and Mr. Cyclone back here is going for one refinery, right? Actually, two oil refineries, not getting his aluminum up. Aluminium. We used to start calling him aluminium, to be honest. Just going straight for the money he is. Both sides going to be capping air banks as usual. And once again, just standard early game stuff, so I'm just going to rush it. And Mr. CNC getting an awful lot of refineries out early game. Another oil and another aluminium deposit. And finally, Cyclone getting his home aluminium. A bit of engagement between both recon vehicles. And CNC has managed to get his light vehicle bay. And Alem, does Cyclone have a light vehicle? Yeah, he's finally getting his up. So probably a bit of MGS action early game. They're both sides getting MGSs. Pretty standard for United States, as it is a goddamn brilliant unit. And CNC and all actually getting those forward refineries back here. Just sticking to the runs a bit more closer to his base. There's Cyclone pressing quite hard, getting the oil refinery near the middle of the valley. And keeping it nice and protected with his MGSs. CNC sending his Marines to capture the right side bank. And the left side bank still empty on Cyclone's half of the map. Cyclone going to begin a defensive machine gun nest just to keep his refinery safe and sound. And an armory order being brought out from CNC to get the Tusk runner upgrade to make his ground vehicles more hardy. And Cyclone already having power issues, having to quickly build a second field generator to get his stealth back online. He also has an armory as well. So very similar builds right now from both sides. But it does sort of make sense if we're playing the US Army. That power is back online. Is either one of them getting an upgrade? Oh damn, CNC already going for DEFCON run. It's already at DEFCON 2 already, jeez Louise. Just trying to get through the upgrade tree ASAP. He's getting more LEMs all around his base. Trying to increase his stockpile. And he's just getting a lot of striker MGSs out. God damn it, I hate it how when you zoom out of satellite mode, it doesn't do it by the cursor, but whatever, I just have to live with it. CEC got half a dozen strikers just moving down the middle. And Cyclone also has half a dozen strikers, right? He only has 5. So it's probably going to go in Cyclone's favour, just thanks to numbers. And a very costly engagement from both sides. And Cyclone only having one surviving that engagement. And running over in a hay barrel just for kicks. he's going to be moving up. Taking some pot shots at the refinery. And he is going around the far right hand side, probably just to check if CNC got any refineries up here, which is a long and solid no. Yeah, might be able to kill that pilot if he feels a little bit devilish. And it's just going to be backing off. And it doesn't keep it. Yeah, because if he does go towards the bank, he has some javelin guys in there, and javelin guys aren't exactly friendly to enemy vehicles. Yeah, Cyclone has managed to get into DEFCON 2 and he's trying to get himself some Mark snipers out on the field. And he does have a lot of strikers with a Tusk 1 upgrade, and he is going to be doing a push. Going to be able to easily knock out CNC's small force here. He also has some, mortar strikers for some short-range bombardments, just trying to avoid the buildings and going for the right-hand refinery. Yeah, he's going to be going for it. Yeah, one javelin dude will prove a little bit of a pain in the butt. Just repositioning out of range, and it does go down. Yeah, I think he actually showed it. Yeah, he showed it. Cyclone going for the back refinery once again. Right in the heart of the enemy base. But instead he's going to be trying to take the LEM, but it is getting repaired. It's getting repaired by the logistical centre. Such a good placement, yeah. He's going to make these buildings just a tough nut to crack, and it keeps Cyclone's units pinned long enough for the Tusks. Oh, that's the ATGM Tusks to come around and knock them out. And Mr. Cyclone has managed to get his left-hand refineries up and running with a nice little FOB. While Mr. CNC a little bit more staying towards his base, rebuilding his lost refineries, and just gathering a nice force of ground vehicles. Let's actually slow this down to runtime speed. Getting his units in the middle now. His ATGM Tusk should definitely be a deciding factor. They can easily knock out the standard Tusks quite easily and from a safe distance. Just as long as you have some buffer unit between your ATGM units and the enemy tank units, you can usually do a very good job. And both sides are still sticking with the MGSs. Neither of them getting some heavy Abrams. And then Cyclone also going for a logistical centre. Very similar setups on both sides. Just trying to have that light armour present around the map. And CNC hasn't got to DEFCON run finally, and he does have himself some Delta Force. Not the Chuck Norris kind, unfortunately, but he does have the Law upgrade, giving him anti-tank capabilities. And damn, I don't remember Law being that big in real life, but whatever. These guys are invisible, as you see, or I should really say stealthed. Getting them up with his forces. And Delta forces are quite expensive at 100 rare earth materials. And you usually don't end up getting that much rare earth as well. By the name it suggests, it's bloody rare. CNC going to be moving his force. Now Cyclone doesn't have too much of a force in the middle. Does he have anything on the left side? Oh, he does have a few things on the left side. Trying to deal with this dust off, which is just flying around, having a good time. Javelins shooting at the vehicles. Managed to get a few collectors, but that's really about it. And Cyclone's main force retreating back into the middle to probably try and deal with this big ass push that is about to happen. Delta's taking a few POWs and just holding their ground. I admit they do look pretty badass in their tactical SWAT gear. I wouldn't feel safe bringing an MP5 to a conventional warfare fight, but that's just me. But anyway, both sides pitting out armies through the valley. And it's really going to come down who's going to win the engagement. Now, for your log CNC, a lot of strikers and a lot of Delta Force. While Mr. Cyclone doesn't really have the numbers, he does have a few mortar units and a decent amount of standard MGSs. In CNC, as remember, does have the ATGM unit, which, as we all know, anti-tank missiles are really good at killing tanks. Now, Delta Force are going to be breaking up from the main force and going along the left-hand side, probably trying to take over this bank or harass the enemy supply lines. It does have that dust off just close by to keep them nice and safe. And yeah, it's just going to go straight for the refineries, and while he's doing that, he's going to be moving up with his big ass force. Oh, just moving slightly up. Right, so more Delta Force are being brought up. Really likes his Delta Force. The Cyclone does have Cyclone's well-placed snipers being in the right place at the right time to completely stop that entire push. Good job, girls, good job. And he's going to be getting himself a phalanx, 2 phalanxes, which are very good anti-air static defences. And here we go, the big assault in the middle, the strikers on striker action. We do got a few ATGM units on Cyclone's side and an Abrams. Both sides just shoot each other from quite a close distance. Delta Force getting their law rockets off. Cyclone just getting right in close for the kill. Those ATGM units did go down, and that is going to go in the favour of Cyclone, I think. The Delta Force is doing a very good job, but well, not good enough. Yeah, it was Hercules definitely out Cyclone there, just keeping his vehicles all nice and wrapped up. Definitely a deciding factor in that assault. And he's just going to continue moving up his Kodiak or construction vehicle. I forgot the name of the American one, doesn't matter, it's dead now. And more Delta Force being brought up from CNC, really likes these Deltas, but what you have to remember, they're just an infantryman. They're just an infantryman, they can't hold their own in a stand-up fight. Cyclone just going to be moving up. And there's a bunch of POWs back here, so a nice amount of money. Cyclone can take advantage of it. He does have some he has a nice sort of second force as well, with quite a lot of Abrams to help reinforce his main assault. And well, what CNC buying? He doesn't really have anything. Got a few strikers, but that's really about it. Cyclone forces just moving up, wrecking everything in their sight. And oh, some F-35's coming in. Don't think it'll be enough to stop the entirety of the push. Key strikers taking a poke. Probably trying to lull the tanks closer so we can get some shots in with the deltas. More F-35s flying over, just taking pot shots at the ground forces below. As there is no AA here to really even counter the F-35 in any way, shape or form. Cyclone just going straight for the main base. It's getting right up in there, going to be knocking out a logistical centre, and he wants to kill that first to stop it from repairing the nearby buildings. Come on, kill it. Because you see, these things do repair quite fast, but not fast enough, and he does have 3 air control towers. How many planes does CNC have? He does have 5, which is a good amount. But still not enough to stop his mighty force. They just keep on trucking up one Hercules, just keeping them alive. The priest within the DPS. That Cyclone getting very nice building kills there. It's probably going to be a GG in his favour. As the Abrams just move on up. And oh, there goes Hercules. Abrams now all alone in this Farce road. See if I can't aim the camera a little bit off bridge. But it doesn't matter. Abrams is going to get knocked out by some Delta Force. And still, he's really liking them Delta Force. Cyclone moving in with another armed force. And then as you can see, his refineries are pretty much out except for his rare earth. Let's actually see, what's his economy looking like? Doesn't have that much money, while Cyclone rolling in the money. He's rolling in dosh. And now B2 Spirit coming in for the kill, completely wiping out that block. And yeah, this is going to be a good game. And that is a good game indeed. Cyclone getting quite a lot of kills. And that was a fairly good match. As CNC, you know, putting on some good early on aggression. But really that just came to at the end. Both sides were using Striker MGSs as the main frontline unit. That's great and all when your opponent's only using Strikers because you have a fair advantage. But once, you know, Cyclone got Abrams beat MGSs, wiped the floor of them. And also Cyclone, he managed to get his side refineries, start getting that extra economy and making loads of money, while Mr. ARH will get a little bit more in his own base. The Delta Force were a novel idea, but in a frontline fight, you need armor, you need more metal. Delta Force are more for flanking and, you know, kicking ass on the sidelines. And a little bit too much focus on that. But anyway, a good match from both players. And well, that's all I have time for. This has been another RANGROO cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, take it easy.